All right, we're live.
All right.
Alrighty. Make sure it looks good. Looks good on picture. Alright, sounds good. Coach, you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright, let's do it. Alright, 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? Here we go. Episode 11 of Make the Right Play. It's me, it's Carlos. We got the coach
Hi,
here
everybody.
with us. We got producer Prez behind the camera there for our YouTube viewers. And we're off and running. Coach, how you doing?
Good. Very exhausted. How are you?
Good, yeah. I feel a little drained today. It seems like a drainful day almost. You know what it is too, is obviously yesterday was the first day of spring.
Yeah.
And I have terrible spring allergies, like really bad, where I have to take 3 medicines a day or I won't make it. So three medicines, and I guess so now the cycle kind of kicks in. So I feel like my body is just adjusting now to going back to spring and having to redo the whole process. So I feel so tired because just you could tell my body's like, oh my god, the air is different. Like you could feel spring coming.
Yeah.
So I just feel so drained today. I gotta start taking my Allegra and get that going. But
Well, I bought Allegra and
Yeah.
I bought Flonase, so you have that stuff.
yeah, I gotta go get a Visine for
Yeah.
my eyes because my eyes get really bad.
When I go to West Haven, I noticed how much faster the trees are already budding.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this beautiful willow tree right by the University of New Haven, and it's ready to go.
Really?
Like it's really, you can tell.
Yeah, you can tell spring is in the air. The
Yeah.
birds have been chirping, and they've been, you hear them all the time. They're
Yeah.
yelling, so you can tell the spring is coming. Spring's in the air. So for you spring lovers, be happy. It's here. For me, not so happy about it. But what are you gonna do? It's March, and with March Madness. Coach, you watch any basketball?
I don't watch any basketball at all.
You haven't watched one game?
No, I have not. I hear the gossip about people, like their brackets getting all screwed up.
Yeah. I've taken quite a beating this year. A lot of upsets.
Man, Rutgers is a bunch of suckers, aren't they?
Did you see what happened last night?
Weren't
Did you
they
watch it?
winning by 9 and then they just choked it
They
up?
were up. They were up in the last 2 minutes of the game. I think they were up like 5 or 6 points, and they didn't make one basket. And Houston came back and won and knocked them out. They looked like a bunch of losers.
Typical Rutgers though.
I was
That's the
like,
story
that's
of their life.
unbelievable. They were winning, like looking good. And
Yeah,
then the
that's what I heard.
last 2 minutes of the game, they just decided we were done, and they were gonna have Houston come in and kick their ass. So they're out. Not as bad as Ohio State though. Ohio State going out first round like losers.
Oh,
Number 2
I
seed.
know.
Terrible. Absolutely awful. So that just spun it out of control from there. So everybody's
Rusty, who was the
brackets
team
are
you were rooting for? There was a team that you were rooting for, or you were shocked about an upset.
Oh yeah, that Illinois lost.
Oh yeah, Illinois lost. I know. I saw that to hold on. Who did they lose to? They lost to
They lost to some Chicago team.
Oh, Loyola Chicago. Yeah, Sister Jean. Sister Jean we lost.
The future is the people.
The what the 101-year-old nun that they
Yeah.
have on their team that they bring to the games. So they
She
bring
must
her.
have used her powers.
And they won against Illinois, who was projected one of the winners of the tournament. Right? Everybody was like,
See?
"Oh, Illinois going to the
That's
final."
the power of the Holy Spirit.
Sister Jean.
Sister Jean.
You know, there's
she brought up
there's
faith.
only one on the planet that has defeated Sister Jean.
Who?
Back in 2018,
Who?
Dave Portnoy in Michigan
That's because Dave Portnoy's a devil.
defeated Sister Jean. And
She came with the
in the
holy water this
semifinal-
time. She needed to have some
in the
reinforcements.
semifinal, he went to I guess like the Final Four that year was in some exotic place, so they all flew down, and he like got trashed at one of the resorts or whatever that they were at. He was like, "Fuck Sister Jean, like we're gonna beat them. Like I don't give a shit what power
He
she has."
didn't really say
He
fuck
did.
Sister
It's
Jean.
on YouTube. You have to look
What
up
an
the video.
asshole.
It was crazy. Like it was so bad. And they
How do you
the
curse about a
Michigan
nun?
won.
What a jerk.
Because she said Michigan was the most overrated team.
I would agree with Sister Jean.
Michigan won, though.
They're so overrated.
It's Michigan's year. They're still in it.
Well, Michigan, you know what I was so shocked about? Gabriel is applying to all these art schools.
Yeah.
And it's shocking, like when you really research the art schools, like what are the best art schools in the whole country.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like getting into an Ivy League school. You don't find out until like April.
Right.
Like they really just this poor kid, like just about all his friends know where they're going, and he is still waiting to hear. But Michigan actually has one of the best arts programs in the whole country. I'm
Press's
shocked.
favorite musical, Mean Girls, the whole cast is University of Michigan.
Yeah,
The whole
all like
cast.
the leads are from Michigan.
It's
They're all
unbelievable.
Michigan
I
girls.
was shocked. I was like, Michigan? Then another one was Cleveland.
Oh
in
no,
Ohio.
Cincinnati.
Oh, maybe it was a
I think it was
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. No, because we were making
It
fun
was
of their football team.
a school in Ohio. So
Yeah.
I guess Ohio and Michigan go at it
Can
with
you
certain
believe that?
programs. I was really surprised. I mean, of course, and it's funny because they were ranked higher than like a Juilliard.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was like, how could this possibly be?
Maybe Juilliard's overrated. Maybe they get a little too much hype, and they're not as good anymore.
Well, I have to say I was surprised. But I am getting very impatient. It's driving me crazy.
Well,
We're
waiting to hear back from NYU, right? That's
Yeah.
the big one. And he got into AMDA, which
Right.
AMDA is one of the top schools in the country for.
I was shocked at
for arts.
AMDA. It's number 1 under niche.
Yep.
And it's like I think number 4 or
Yeah.
2, like for Playbill. Like
Yeah.
I was shocked, and it's up there with Michigan, and
Right.
so he did get into one really good art school, but he's waiting to hear from everybody else, and
Well, I mean, at least he's got really
he has
good
a really
options.
good school. That
So
he
can
knows
feel
he's going to New York.
comfortable.
Right. Like, when they say you're going, like, what is that, American Idol? You're going to LA or you're going to
Oh, I
California,
didn't know
Hollywood or whatever. He knows he's going to New York, but it's just, I think he finds out the week before or the same week as all the Ivy League schools. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah, he finds out April
Really?
1st, and then like Ivy League is like April 6th. That day.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
And
Well,
I mean, all these
I
other
mean-
schools accept kids, and then it's like for the arts and for these Ivy Leagues, they really make a
that's
twist in the wind.
top end. Though I mean, being an actor, it's probably one of the hardest professions.
It is. I mean,
to have
it'd be easier for him
consistent
to
work
get into
and-
medical school.
Yeah,
I have to say, that's given me a lot of stress.
but it's coming. What are we? We're 9 days away now, right?
Yeah.
There's only 10 because there's 31 days, so we're 10 days out.
Mhm.
April 1st, we'll know. But he's got a good option, so it's not it's not
It's
like
one
we're.
of the top schools
this
in
is
the
it or
country
done.
that he's already in, but
Right,
it's just
so
so nerve-wracking.
It's not like
to
this
wait.
is. It's a hitter. We're screwed. It's
No,
Gabe's
he's-
very comfortable. He's
Gabe
got a
is
good
going to be
spot.
fine.
But I have a good feeling about
I do
the
too.
whole NYU thing. Gabe's
Well, I
a
don't
very
wanna put the
talented
whammy
kid.
on him.
I
Let's
know.
not discuss.
Knock on wood.
This kid has big dreams.
He does.
I know that that's something that a lot of people hesitate sharing, our big dreams. But Gabe, not for nothing, but Gabe has a voice that's
does.
so incredible.
Yeah.
And just listening to that kid sing in the house, I put on the radio and it hurts my ears.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the hell could this person be singing on the radio? They're
It's
so
raw
bad.
talent. And the radio singers. I mean, those pop stars now, half of them aren't even singing. It's all like auto-tune, electronically controlled music.
It's so bad.
It's not the way it used to be. It's not like Elvis. Like when
Yeah.
Elvis sang, his voice was the instrument itself. Now it's all about, fine tuning it in these studios, and they got the auto-tune. And
You know
it's
what I
just-
heard the other day? I went to a diner with Presley,
Mhm.
and I heard a song. Gosh, I can't remember the name of the singer. I know the name. but
Wait,
it-
is Whitney Houston?
No, well, Whitney Houston. When I hear a Whitney Houston song on the radio,
Yeah.
I swear it moves my spirit.
She's
I'm
very
like, this
powerful.
woman has the most incredible voice. Like, it really moves your spirit when you have a really good singer.
Yeah.
So can't get enough of your love, babe. I can't remember the singer.
Oh.
And it was from the 70s, and I remember, and I was just so happy. Like, I just changed my whole mood
Mhm.
hearing that voice. My, oh my, can't get enough of your love, babe. And like this big, Scott, do you remember the name of that guy? Can't get enough of your love. Is it Barry White, maybe? Oh, I can't
We gotta
remember.
get a check. Producer Prize, get a check on that.
How's
Get a check
producer
on that.
Press gonna find a 1970s?
No, because now you could like look up lyrics.
Oh, really?
And you could like look up like parts of the song, and it'll find it for you. It's crazy how
Can't
easy
get
it is
enough
to
of
find the songs.
Oh, I was in such a good mood.
Look at
I was
this.
like dancing in the diner, literally.
Barry
dancing.
White.
Barry White.
Yeah, right, you're right.
I mean, that voice is just so. It's amazing when you hear somebody with a voice.
You know what voice speaks to me?
Which one?
Tom Jones.
It's not unusual to be
Tom
loved
Jones.
by
That
anyone.
what's that movie?
Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks.
I love
Yes.
One of the
Tom
greatest
Jones.
movies.
one of the best movies ever, and that I love that song. Every time I hear that song, I'm like, let's go, it's Tom Jones. I love it. Lauren thinks
It's
I'm
true.
a loser, but I think it's hilarious.
Oh, she's crazy. Do you know how many people threw the panties at Tom Jones? He was like one of the hottest things when he was in Vegas
I know.
and stuff.
I know.
Speaking of Mars Attacks, Presley the other day comes to me and he goes, Mom, what is this on my arm?
Oh yes.
It looked
we
like
have
the
to
kid
talk
got
about that.
branded.
Right.
Then he had another one higher up on his arm. I swear, I think Hot Shot's part of it.
Right there. Well,
I think-
now that you just said it on the internet, Project Blue Book is going to be at our house in probably like 20
He
minutes.
had the most strangest brandings on it.
Right.
And I'm like, Press, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
It was really bizarre. So we're hoping that maybe he fell asleep on a charger or something, but there were like two
Yeah,
of
I don't
them.
know, because when I looked at it, it didn't look like, don't do that on camera.
Come on, Hot
Look at
Shot.
him, look
Have
at
some
him.
manners.
Unbelievable.
I took it well.
That's nuts right there on camera, live on the show. You do
That
that.
dog.
Oh,
Quiet, Max.
Max.
Oh,
What's
you
going
see,
on,
Max
Max?
is jealous, so right away he has to try to get some attention.
Max, come over here.
You know, Hot Shot,
Max.
he can't even give you your 2 seconds of
Come
fame.
here. Come here. Oh,
Oh,
no, see,
forget
Max
him.
is like,
He's
he's
such a
like,
brat.
I'm not even going to listen to you. But yeah, no. When I looked at the markings, I don't think it's a charger.
It was
I really
the
don't. I don't
weirdest
think it's
thing.
a charger. I think it's like,
Has it gotten any better?
Yeah, I put Neosporin on like every
All
day
right.
too.
Is
so-
it getting better
it's
though?
getting better.
Yeah, I could see it like starting to like form
Oh, God.
into skin
We should
again.
post it.
No, they don't.
Post
It
a
looks so
picture.
nasty. They don't need to see.
Does anybody know what I told them? I said, I'm
What the hell
taking you to
is
get a
this?
physical.
Like, just post it. What is that? Like, somebody get us an answer.
Yeah. Free diagnosis from one of the many nurses, nurse practitioners we know.
They'll be like, it's COVID. They'll be like, it's a side effect of COVID. Maybe if you got the vaccine.
Well, speaking
Yeah.
of vaccines, Nurse Leia was on the TV giving one of the anchor people from WTNH his vaccine.
Nurse Leia was
Yeah.
on the TV? Really?
Yeah,
How
she
about
gave
that?
one of the anchors the vaccine.
Which one? Gail Simmons?
No, it wasn't Gil Simmons.
Oh, was it Gil
It
Simmons?
was one of the other guys with black hair. You know, I don't watch that crappy WTNH.
Oh, the WTNH? Yeah, we
I mean,
never watched-
sometimes
don't think
I
we ever-
mean,
we used to watch it a lot when we were kids because
For
that's how
snow
we would find
days.
out if it was snow day. Yeah, that's when we watched it, but we never watch it anymore because nobody really has
you know
the
who
snow
I
days
do
anymore.
like on WTNH who I watch every once in a while is Pearson. John Pearson.
Oh,
so
with the
sometimes,
sports?
yeah, so
Yeah,
sometimes
the
like at
sports.
night, I'll put on John Pearson, like if he has like a weekend thing,
Yeah.
or because I like to see the high school kids, like the local kids and stuff.
Right.
So I do watch John Pearson. That is, but I really don't. The weather, half the time it's hit or miss.
The weather is crap too. It's like
Yeah.
you can find it in so many other places like that. Like you
Yeah.
find it on your phone. Like it's I don't have to tell. Gil Simmons doesn't need to tell me what's coming. Like I can find it 5 times faster.
Just go
than
right
Gil.
on the app.
Yeah.
I
it's
go,
like,
and
come on,
I have
man.
to say, I do think NBC 30 is more accurate with their weather
Really?
forecast.
So
I have
Gil,
to say.
Gil's a fraud.
Gil is a typical weatherman who's just
Gil,
wrong
you
half the
suck,
time.
Gil. That's what we're telling you. You suck.
That's
You suck at your
terrible.
job, Gil.
Poor
Uh-oh.
Gil. Speaking of people sucking at their job,
Oh, you're right into
I
it. Here
gotta
we
tell
go.
you, I am so pissed off at Joe Biden, man.
Really? Yeah.
That guy sucks so bad.
He's terrible.
And I am so disgusted with anybody who voted for him.
He's so bad at everything that he's even bad at walking up the stairs.
He couldn't even make it up those
He
stairs.
couldn't even make it up the stairs
So
to Air Force One.
embarrassing.
Like
He's
he is,
such a
he really
joke.
is. He's just he's a joke.
You know, the way that the gas prices, and don't be a dumbass and
Yes.
give me some bullshit story that you read somewhere, because you know the media's in on it, you bunch of assholes. So don't give me some bullshit story. His policies have a direct effect on why the gas prices are going up so fast since he's been elected. Give me a break. I have a
Right.
bridge to sell you if you think that government policies have nothing to do with gas prices, okay?
Yeah.
So just shut your mouth, all right? So I'm so annoyed about the gas prices. I'm so annoyed with the whole border crisis and the fact that the
Yeah.
media is doing everything they can to
To
cover it up.
To cover
That
it up.
even Democrats now are so turned off that they're starting to expose it.
Yeah.
Because there are actually Democrats in Texas that have to live with this shit. And they have all these people coming in, not getting tested. We shut the whole country down for a year because of COVID. And you're
Right.
telling me that it's okay for these people to come in from another country and not even be tested and just be released into the general population? That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And I'm
it is.
aggravated. So, before you talk about, oh, you have to crush COVID, vaccines, do this, do that, how about the poor people in Texas that
I'm gonna
have,
crush
like,
one of the big problems with letting all these
Right.
people in.
I'm just
I
so
agree.
aggravated. And the same people who put down Trump, who was doing the same policies from Obama and Joe Biden,
Right.
they're the ones who built
Except
the
doing it better.
cages. Now these cages are overflowing. It's just disgusting. So I'm so angry with the people. You have no integrity.
Yeah.
You say that, you know what it is? I feel so bad for the kids in cages. Now there are more kids in cages than ever.
Whatever.
Yo, I'm so worried about this pandemic. They have people coming into this country without even getting tested.
Yeah.
Right, set free.
ICE is just letting them go all over the place.
They don't
Like-
know what to do. So it's so bad that Democrats had to expose what's going on right now on the
Yeah.
border. So I'm so frustrated. I'm like, this guy is the biggest disgrace to this country.
No, I think you're 100% correct.
And I feel like he's senile. I don't even think he's president. I really do not believe that Joe Biden's president. I really feel like there are people behind him really running shit, and he's just a puppet.
You're honestly correct. Because the guy
He's not
doesn't
in
even
charge.
come on TV. He doesn't speak. Like, one thing about Trump that people can't take away from Trump is Trump would tell you exactly what he's going to do on the day that he does it. Like, you can complain and bitch and moan about, oh, we didn't like the Twitter, we don't like the way he says things. But that guy was either on the TV or he was on Twitter. He would let you know everything that was going on, everything that he was doing, and what his administration was doing every single day. Joe
Listen.
Biden never is on the television. He made
Never.
two TV appearances. He doesn't tweet, except crush COVID, wear a mask. That's what he tweets. Crush COVID, wear a mask.
And then he'll let people.
And then he
in the
made that
country with COVID.
stupid crush COVID ad for the Super Bowl. Remember before the Super Bowl
Carlos,
he came on?
I didn't even watch that ad. I have to be honest with you. I was enjoying my life in Pensacola, Florida.
I know.
All right, so I wasn't
Well,
even watching
did you
that
see the Bruce
bullshit.
Springsteen ad?
No, I didn't see
You
that
didn't see
either.
that one? That was-
Please,
that was-
I was where the winners were.
That was communism.
I was a
that
couple of
Bruce
miles.
Springsteen ad.
I was not so far from Tampa Bay, enjoying my life. You know, it's
Yeah.
just such a different culture down there. From up here, it's just so depressing because everybody falls for this bullshit and there's no integrity.
Mm-hmm.
It's so frustrating because Trump said, listen, don't bother coming because if you come here, I'm sending your asses right back home.
That's how it
So
should
it
be.
stopped.
That's
So
how
what-
it
so
should be. You
they
should
even
have to
said-
come legally.
But even they said, when they said, why are you coming? They're like, because Joe Biden reversed what Trump said, and we're
Right.
coming here because Joe Biden said we could come here. That's literally what they believe.
but-
They even have Biden t-shirts.
Yeah.
So don't give me this bullshit that
Because
it's Trump's
they don't have
fault.
any respect. They
I'm
don't
so
have any respect
disgusted.
for Biden.
I'm so angry.
Nobody has any
Carlos,
respect for him
they
at all.
believe that Joe Biden said it was okay for them to come.
He basically did.
He did.
He
So
basically did.
it's just so despicable how my kid is not even in school full time yet. Thank God you had a couple of more moms who were really tough that they should be starting school next week. Thank God, Olivia, not Gabe yet.
Yeah, because Gabe has to wait another 2 weeks.
Another for what?
For a month.
what?
For a month of school.
Oh, it's just so aggravating. I've so had it with the hypocrisy. I'm really disgusted with the hypocrisy and the lies. And the one thing that you have to say about Trump, the media hated him. That guy couldn't fart sideways. If he had a fart during a press conference, it would have been front page news.
Yep.
With Joe Biden, they're covering for him. They're
All
covering
over the
for
place
him, and he's
covering for
doing
him.
things that are bad for this country, and you don't even know about it because the media is carrying his water,
Yeah.
and it's despicable. And you people are a bunch of damn fools. I'm so disgusted. I really am so disgusted.
You should be. Every American should be. Because what's going on is not right. It's not right for these people who feel that they could just walk across the border, come into our country, and then to get Social Security, to get cars,
I
and
know,
to get
we're
houses,
broke
and
right
get
now.
all these things given to you for just coming across the border illegally when you have so
Free
many
hotels.
How about yeah, exactly. How about the people that are, you have all these illegals that are coming across the border and they're getting put in hotels, put in 3-4-star hotels, and then you have homeless people on the streets of New York laying down on the sidewalk, covering themselves with trash bags to stay warm, and nobody does anything about that.
These are so bad.
Nobody does anything about
Talk
that.
about New York. Today I'm reading about how this poor Asian woman's on the train and some guy walks over and just takes a piss on her. That's how
Takes a-
disgusting
right on the
things are in
train.
New York right now.
Right on the train.
Right.
The subway is bad. The
It
subway is
is.
bad.
Did you go in the subway?
We didn't.
Thank God.
Because before we left,
You didn't want to get pissed on.
Well, A, we didn't want to get pissed on, and B, there's a problem in the subways where people are pushing other people in front of trains.
Yeah.
Consistently, like killing a bunch of people by pushing them in front of trains. And Lauren's dad was like, don't take the subway.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to go downtown, so we Ubered. We just took an Uber because it was like a 40-minute walk, but we so we took an Uber, but we didn't want to take the subway because we probably could have pushed in front of a train.
I'll tell you, that shit wasn't happening when freaking Giuliani was there.
It wasn't.
You know? Where this poor woman is on the train and some guy
was
walks
there.
up to her and just pisses all over her. It's so despicable.
It is. It's
You know?
so bad. The current climate of the country is so bad because it's just
Everything is done to divide.
Yeah,
The media is
100%.
so dishonest. How about that
It
guy
is
who
more
killed a
divisive
couple of
than ever.
hookers, and now they're turning it into this huge hate crime, and the prosecutor won't go after him as a hate crime. Like, they know he was a sick bastard who killed these people.
Yeah.
But come on, it was a rub and tug place. Let's be honest. Like, this wasn't just like, oh, I feel like killing a bunch of Asians.
Well,
this
yeah.
was like, I'm going to kill hookers, because that's what a lot of sick men do. Especially if the hookers don't want to service it.
The whole Asian hate movement, to me, I don't understand because...
Led by Harvard, who won't even let Asians in.
Yeah.
Led by the white elite.
I know.
Give me a break.
But it's like, when I look into this Asian hate stuff, it's like,
I do think that people are being nasty to everybody.
To everybody.
Like, there's a hatred for everyone in this country.
Honestly, right now, in today's current climate, there's no person that's taken more hate than the white cis male.
Well,
That's the truth.
What did you say? The
white male, the white Christian male, I should say.
Okay.
But
well,
that's who's
it's
taking the
definitely
most
the truth.
hate. That's who's taking the most hate. If you want to talk about racism right now in today's current climate, I have seen so much more hate and racism and attack on a white person than anybody else. That's the truth. I cannot go on my phone without seeing like 10 or 12 different people tell me how awful it is that I'm a white person. Like, I get attacked on social media because I'm white. It's like, dude, what, like, this is your plan to stop racism, is being racist to the white person, to bury them, because that's your idea of fixing the problem? It's like,
awful.
come on, what world are you living in? How is that going to fix the problem?
Well, isn't that, what do they call it? Presley, what is that called, that new education that it is that, I'm trying to think, where like they teach your kids about white privilege and about, like just, like
the stuff that DeSantis said that they're not going to do in
they're
in
not,
Florida.
of course Joe Biden was like, oh, I'm all for it, because of course he's going to try to divide
It's
the
like
country
racial
even
and
more.
minority culture.
No, it's not, it's called something else. But it really is, it is reverse racism.
It is. That's what's going on right now. And the fact that they want to educate our youth to hate the country, to hate the foundation that the country was built on, and to hate the founding fathers, and like, it's unbelievable that you're educating the new people coming in, like the new people being born in this country that are supposed to carry on the country's traditions, teaching them to hate the country that they're in is insane.
Well, how about teaching them to hate a group of people? It's like class warfare, but it's race warfare. It's essentially saying, do you see the person with white skin? They're have evil. Done terrible things to you.
Hundreds of years ago.
No, just by them being alive, they're doing something terrible to you.
Right.
I mean, honestly, like that's what it seems like to me, because I mean, there's so many immigrant sons. Like, you're an immigrant son.
Yes.
You are, or immigrant's grandson or great grandson. Like, you were not here living in the deep south, owning slaves. Like, your ancestors were not doing that. My mom, Puerto Rican. Your father, Italian American. My dad, Irish. Like, his family probably fought to end slavery.
Yeah.
Like, coming on an Irish ship and being Irish immigrants, right? So why are our kids being taught, instead of being taught like history, like, we all come here, we all have a cross to bear, but I guess you can't say cross, but we all have our challenges, let's say.
Yeah.
But you're teaching kids that if there's a white person in your classroom, right away they have some kind of, you're at a disadvantage, they're at an advantage, and they're like wrong for just being born, just for being them.
Yeah.
And it's what happened to Dr. Martin Luther King when he said, I want people to be judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
Right.
Why have we moved away from that philosophy? philosophy.
We've moved away from it and reversed it. Is their idea of fixing the problem is we're gonna end racism by being racist to the other side and burying them. That's honestly what I've been seeing. That's their idea of fixing the problem.
It's so dishonest because
It
if
is.
we're gonna have, like, I know, like, they're talking about reparations, but if you're gonna have reparations, what about all the blacks who had slaves?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. That slave trade would not have been successful. There were a lot of black people who made a lot of money off of the slave trade, not just the white
You
man.
hate to say it, but I mean, you know, a lot of the black people that came over from Africa originally, so, you know, the African Americans came from Africa. And when that happened, there was the African kings that were selling the slaves to the Europeans who brought them here.
And there were blacks here that were
Yes,
involved
no,
too.
I know,
It wasn't
but, like-
just, you know, it wasn't, I mean, it really blows my mind. See, we had a great-great-grandmother. I'm not even sure, like, I don't know her name. I don't know, but we, like, on the Lesbier side, we had an African slave. Like, the mother of our family in Puerto Rico was an African slave. Like, came here, and then the story is that the Frenchman, the Lesbier fellow, had love at first sight. And it's like we became Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was an African slave, he wasn't Frenchman. Like, we became Puerto Ricans.
Right.
And, like, you know, then they had Taino, then they had, like, you know, Spanish from Spain, then there's Portuguese. Like, you assimilated together and became these people, the Puerto Rican people. I don't understand why in the United States we can't do that. Where we're American. We're not, you know, all these other subdivisions that are used to divide us so much. You know, like, be proud of your culture.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why there has to be, and I mean, you know, there were terrible things to a lot of immigrants who came here. They were awful to the Irish, they were awful to the Italians.
Yeah, the Italians, the biggest lesson in United States history.
Yes.
Right? New Haven.
In New Haven. I mean, then you also have the, you know, look at how some of the Muslims are treated. They're not being treated very kindly a lot of times because of 9/11, where they have nothing to do with terrorism. Like, everybody has a cross to bear.
Yeah.
And what we need to do is start focusing on forgiveness more.
I agree. 100%.
Forgiveness and changing.
And moving on.
And it's like, you know, do the serenity prayer, all of us.
Right.
Where, you know, Lord, forgive me for the things I cannot change and help me to be better going forward.
100%.
Like, I don't
100%
understand
correct.
why that can't be the culture of our country right now. And I think it's all used to, like, be a worm in people's brains and to really divide us and to get us angry about things that, honestly, we really shouldn't be angry about.
Well, like you said, when we used to talk about at the kitchen table all the time, we talked a lot about Christopher Columbus.
Right.
Because, you know, obviously we have Columbus Day, and recently they talk a lot about, you know, Christopher Columbus was an awful guy, Christopher Columbus was a rapist, Christopher Columbus
he's
went
the
and
worst man who ever lived.
But you pointed out, you said, you know, Christopher Columbus didn't come into the mainland, Christopher Columbus went to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And you don't see the Puerto Ricans running around blaming Christopher Columbus for all their problems. They're like,
And believe
Christopher
me,
Columbus didn't come
And it
back in
wasn't Christopher
1492.
Columbus
Our
as much
life
as
would
it
be
was
so
the
much better."
Spanish.
Yeah.
It was the Spanish who went in there and would just
Well, the
do
Spanish
terrible
sent
things.
Christopher Columbus, didn't they?
Well, yeah,
And
they
were
wanted
looking,
him.
They were looking for that route around the war
Yeah.
that was going on to get to India.
And that's why he named one of the islands the West Indies.
That's right. Correct.
Because he never made it to India. You
No,
know,
he did
there
not.
was no Panama Canal. He would have had to go down South America. But I mean, it's just, we need to start focusing on love and start focusing on what unites us.
I agree.
And stop all this crap. And the media, I feel, is so responsible because, like, don't believe your lying eyes.
Yeah.
Don't believe your lying eyes when you see so many terrible things going on and they just cover it up. And they're dividing us by party, by race, by socioeconomic class.
Right.
And, you know, I think they made such a huge mistake not backing Trump more because Trump really cared about all Americans.
I agree with you. I think, you know, and we had this argument with somebody when they were trying to talk about the meaning of Make America Great Again, because they tried to claim that the whole Make America Great Again movement was racist, essentially. And it wasn't. The whole point was to make America a place where every American can prosper again. That was the whole point. It was, you know, you don't have to be a really wealthy person that went to an Ivy League school to prosper in the United States. It was supposed to make a United States that was able, everybody had an opportunity to prosper, whether if you didn't go to college or if you come from a poor household, you would be able to get to the top one day or at least grow. The whole point of the American dream was to do a little bit better than your parents did, right? Mm-hmm. And that was Trump's dream. That's what Trump wanted. He wanted to be a builder for everybody to have success.
Right. He's not destroying stuff. He's a builder. He wanted to build up things. You know what's so funny? George Washington, right? Mm-hmm. And this is something I know from growing up on the Lower East Side.
Right.
Francis Tavern. That's when he went. He took his people.
You love Francis Tavern. We drive by it all the time.
I love that place. Now, the owner of Francis Tavern was half black.
Right.
That was Alexander Hamilton, the bastard son, Alexander Hamilton, one of the founding fathers.
Great musical.
His father had, a lot of other kids, and his brother owned Francis Tavern. He was half black.
Right.
So you're talking about pre-Revolutionary War days that he was a business owner, a half black guy. So, it's like,
how about that?
We just want entrepreneurs.
He wasn't a slave?
No, he was an entrepreneur. There were a lot of successful black people. A lot of, and it's just, I'm so tired of this whole, narrative where it's like, know your history. Learn your history.
Well,
learn about how many great people in this country. It's not just white people that built it up. It was everybody. There was so many people that were part of it. I was shocked when I went to Pensacola and I saw how many Spanish people were involved in building up that part of Florida. Mm-hmm. Like, you always think like, oh, white people, Florida. You don't realize how it's like the Spanish really had such a huge contribution to Florida. And I just feel like this country, they use these kinds of tools in order to divide us.
I 100% agree. And I think that they, it's really interesting that the way they teach now, like the education system and the way that they teach, because they don't teach that the owner of that restaurant was part black. No. Like, they don't teach that, there were black people that were successful back then. They tell you, every black person was a slave. All the white men controlled all the blacks. Like, they teach you that way so that you grow as to hate the white male, to hate, and it's so frustrating. And this all goes back. If you don't teach history, history is going to repeat itself. Mm-hmm. And we are coming to a time now, and I really think, and I know you probably think the same way because Michael Savage talks about it all the time, who's a great listen, and he wrote a book about it, The Coming of the Civil War, Stop the Coming Civil War. He, when you push people to the breaking point, and you consistently make somebody look like the enemy.
Well, victim, oppressor.
Yeah.
So it's like every black person's a victim, every white person is the oppressor.
Yes. Yeah.
And of course that's going to cause division.
Yeah, 100%. And you can only divide people so much before something happens.
You're planting a worm into their brain. Yeah. That's my oppressor. What have they done to oppress you? They're white. That's my oppressor. Mm-hmm. That's a victim. That's a very strong person. That's not a victim. No, they're a victim. So if you start to really believe that you're a victim, you're going to start feeling sorry for yourself. You're not going to have that mental capacity to be tough, to be happy, to be confident.
Well, Lauren,
it is a back way to really.
I 100% agree with you. And Lauren has a student in her classroom who always plays the victim card. And I feel part of the reason why this student always plays the victim card is because that's how that student was educated to be. Mm-hmm. Like, they are taught that they are the victim.
Right.
That they are they don't have an opportunity because of their skin color, because of the way that and that's what's so frustrating. That's not the American way. That's not how this country's supposed to be. No. But again, you really look into the situation. It's like, okay, well, where was the student educated? What's the county? Mm-hmm. Who's running the show? Democrats are running the show there. Mm-hmm. And you hate to say it, but if you really look into the problem, it's the Democrat teachings that are causing the main division in the country.
Well, because they have to do identity politics in order to get elected.
Correct.
So that's one of their strategies.
Because, like Trump said in 2016, they go into the urban communities and say, we'll do this and that for you. And then it's like, all right, I'll see you in 4 years when I'll do it again. And I will say,
they do it with the gay community, too. They do it with the gay community too, where they're like, oh, understand you'll have no rights unless you vote Democrat.
I feel like the gay community is the newest, because I feel like they feel that they already have the African American community in the bag, where they are now expanding to the gay community, where they're like, okay, we really need to try to step in and make them feel so oppressed because that's the only way that we'll get, their vote consistently. Oh, we're gonna go home and show.
How do I hand?
Just hit the sides, yeah.
All right.
But yeah. So
I think it's Branford High again. What class did my kid miss?
Gabe misses one every day.
Or did Olivia? Because Olivia had a bad day too.
Oh, Olivia had what happened to Olivia today?
I don't want to say it online.
You don't want to say it on the
yeah,
show? She had a rough day?
Yeah, it was a very personal thing.
No.
So
Poor
we went
Liv.
for a walk with the dogs and
Oh
we
yeah,
talked.
talked it out on the walk.
Yeah,
Go to
I love
mother-daughter time.
I love her. Look, message from Branford High School. Oh, we know it's Branford High School.
Okay, so it's Gabe.
It's Gabe who missed the class. I don't know. I wish that we could concentrate like what the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's what we need.
Well, we had that. We had, the most peace we've ever had in the most violent part of the whole world, and now that's all gone.
Oh, I know. Things
And
are.
now they're back to killing each other again, in 2 months.
I'll tell you who's shocked me.
Who's that?
Cuomo. He's still in office.
He's another week. We should start counting. I think we should open every
Have
show
a
with a
countdown.
count of another week. Cuomo's made it. Like we should have like a little tally. Like we'll put like a little board right here and we'll just tally. Oh, we made it another week. Put it on there. Then we'll count how many weeks he's made it. We got a comment.
Oh, what's a comment?
So of course, Bill Benny is watching the show.
Oh, what
Love
does
it.
he think?
He loves. I love how he gets involved in the show. So he commented on we were talking about the crisis at the border, and he said, did you hear that they might fly some of those illegal aliens to the Canadian border to relieve some of the overflow in the southern? So they're going to fly them from the Mexican border, bring them to Canada, and have them come in that way so the northern states get a little taste.
No way. So like Vermont?
Yeah, so like
So
Vermont,
Vermont's
New
gonna have-
Hampshire,
Oh,
Montana,
my gosh.
Minnesota, so they'll come in through the Canadian side now.
That's insane.
And then he also wanted to talk about Trump saying that he's going to start his own social media platform.
I'm very excited.
In 2 months.
I can't wait because I miss him so much on Twitter.
Well, I have to say, he's
love
been very
Trump.
active this past week and a half. He's been going on Fox. He's been going on, he's been speaking out and talking to reporters again. So, he's coming back.
He's actually endorsed a couple of people that he believes will be the future of the Republican Party.
Good.
One of them, Ron DeSantis.
I know. Well,
Listen, I want Ron to stay governor of Florida as long as possible.
that's right.
I am not in the wrong.
Well put.
I would just be. I really need Ron DeSantis to stay governor of Florida.
Yes.
As long as possible. Let's just say that. Then I know Josh someone. I can't
Well, your
remember
boy
anybody's
Matt
name.
Gaetz, I think, got a little.
I
little
love
love.
Matt Gaetz, man. He's
Yeah,
the best.
Matt Gaetz. Yeah, you love that guy. He's pretty good. I see his rallies.
He's crazy town, and I love it.
well,
He just says what he thinks.
I hate
Yeah.
to say it, but that's what we need now.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mitch McConnell, those old time Republicans, they love to get pushed around. They love that. I mean, I have to say, Trump brought back winning, brought back the meaning of winning to the Republicans, because I feel like when Obama won, they were just like, we're gonna be the biggest losers. We'll lose everything in 2010. Like we don't care to win
Well,
anymore.
you know who kind of started that too was Bush Jr.
Yeah.
He used to take a lot of shit,
Yeah,
and
he
they
did take
always
a lot of
he
shit.
always felt like he had to rise above everything.
He's a little wuss, I think. No, not gonna lie. He was a cheerleader, so I guess it kind of adds up.
I
but he's a
feel
little
like
bit of a wuss.
part of George Bush's problem is that he had people advising him rise above it. The
Yeah.
office of the presidency, rise above it. We're not living in a monarchy. You're
Mhm.
not the queen. You're not the king.
Yeah.
You're the president of the United States, and you represent the people.
Yeah.
So if you have people who believe in your policies getting dragged all the time, go out there and reinforce exactly what it is that you stand for.
Right.
Don't just sit by silently and just let people say whatever the hell they want
No, I agree.
and just be like, I'm just going to rise above it. I'm going to rise above it. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
I didn't see Obama rising above everything. He has no problem telling people when he thinks they're wrong.
No, he doesn't.
You know? He's
He
not
would
a-
go on talk shows.
Yeah.
He'd be on Jimmy Kimmel all the time telling
everybody that
people how
he
much
thought
of an
Trump was
asshole they are.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, so give me a break. Like,
Well,
you know,
a lot of people went on Jimmy Kimmel, including Bush Jr. went on Jimmy Kimmel and trashed Trump.
Bush Jr. Who's that? Oh, you mean George W. Bush.
when Trump became president, went on Kimmel and trashed Trump.
but you
Well,
know
that's
why.
because of Jeb.
That's because of what he did to Jeb.
Jeb is a mess.
And that's how I'd be in this family too. Like if anybody really dragged one of you brothers, I'd be like, I don't care what they do, they're dead to us. and we are trashing them because
Well,
you don't get to just trash
honestly,
people
though,
in his
that-
family and get away
Well,
with it.
Trump had to do that because Bush was the front runner to run. They were
Listen,
gonna put Bush up.
He,
there
how about when he
against
said,
everyone.
I saw Barbara on the campaign trail and she had more energy than you, Jeb? With the walker? And I remember I died laughing, but then I thought of Mama. And I could see Mama like going out and
the
being
best
like,
was when the Megyn Kelly debate and Trump said he wasn't gonna go. And all the Republicans were giving him crap, and then he did a counter event for like the veterans
Yeah.
event counter event, and everybody went to the veterans
Oh, I
event,
watched the
and
veterans
nobody watched the debate, and it was so funny because they were talking about the news the next day. They were like, "Wow, nobody watched that thing."
he
Nobody
did make
watched
Ted
Jeff.
Cruz. Remember Lion Ted?
Well,
So he
and
said
Marco
Ted
too,
Cruz.
little Marco.
And you
Remember
know who
little
else
Marco
I
all the
think
time?
is Rand Paul. Rand Paul's been giving it to Fauci because
Yeah.
Fauci, Tony Baloney, such a bullshit artist.
Yeah.
That I'm glad that Fauci
I agree.
is getting what he deserves from Rand Paul.
Rand Paul has been giving it to Fauci
Yeah,
all
Rand
the time.
Paul.
Every committee meeting, it seems like he's giving it to him. He's
Yeah.
like, "You're full of crap."
He even told them, he was like, so you're telling me you could get vaccinated, but you still need to wear 2 masks. He's like, bullshit. Don't you think that's a little bit of political theater?
Yep.
He's like, give me a
100%.
break, Fauci.
100%.
Tony Baloney.
The
I've
2
had
masks
that
thing
guy.
is crap. It's
Oh, but,
crap.
and then you get the vaccine. And
Yeah.
he even said, he goes, whether you got the vaccine or you have immunity from getting the virus,
Mhm.
he's like, that's it. You don't need to go running around and do all this political theater anymore. Just
Right.
be honest. And he's like, you don't understand, you need to wear your mask. I'm like, this guy, you know, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And he's going
Right.
to have quite a humbling experience.
I
I mean,
hope
you think
so. I
he'd be
hope all
worried
the
about
Democrats have a humbling experience. I hope
No.
it's coming. I really do.
I think people are going to wake up because we're going to be involved in more wars. Gas prices are going to go way up. I mean, we also have that whole situation on the border. And if you have an ounce of integrity and bitched even one time about those kids in cages, you better fucking speak up now.
Yeah,
You
I
better
agree.
speak up
I
now.
agree. We're looking
You
at you,
better
white
not
girls.
be such a
We're looking at
bullshit
you.
artist that
We're
you were
looking at
sold
you.
for the kids in
Well-
cages, and now there's even double the kids in cages. They're being treated even worse.
Yep.
Don't you dare stay shut, and because you will never, ever, ever live it down.
100%. You're
Ever.
100% correct.
So that's all I have to say about that. I'm so livid. I'm so livid about the assholes in this country. There's so many of them. If they're
biggest
gonna come out and
hypocrites
bitch, I'll be
ever.
like, you know what? Much respect. Like the Democrat who released the pictures.
Yeah.
Much respect. I respect you. But the other bullshit artists, give me a break.
Mm-hmm.
You're all full of shit.
Yeah.
Just like your president falling up the stairs.
What a disgrace that was, right?
Oh my gosh, if that was Trump, they would have had every doctor on the TV talking about how he
I
needed
mean,
to.
he's unfit.
Yeah, he's
He's
totally
unfit.
unfit. He fell not once, not twice, but 3 times and said it was the wind. The wind blew him down. I mean, this is really a serious event, and we need to get him out of office ASAP. And then you would have seen doctors from Yale. Well, the fact that he fell up the stairs 3 times and the press secretary said it was the wind, that goes to show just how unfit for the presidency he really is. He needs to be removed immediately.
And then be Wolf Blitzer. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there would be
He's
the
unfit.
other Cuomo, the other one.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
Alfredo.
let's show it again. Let's do it in slow motion. One.
And if you look right there, you can see his fake hair. You can see his fake hair because remember they always go after.
Yeah.
You can see his fake hair right there, kind of fall off to the right. He's even bald, guys. He's even bald. He can't be president. This guy's a mess.
Coming up in the next segment, 6 different doctors saying
Yeah.
Trump is not fit for presidency.
Fredo.
He fell up the stairs.
Fredo would have had a ball with that.
I know. I'm so
Do you
sick
think
of
does
it.
Fredo ever report on his brother?
I don't know. I never watched
That's got to
CNN.
be interesting.
Their ratings are so far in the toilet.
Nobody
If I was
watches
him,
it.
he should start reporting on his
Because
brother.
nobody watches anymore. There's
Well,
nothing to
they
talk
don't
about.
have
'Cause
Trump to beat up on
they're
anymore.
not going to talk about Biden. Like they're obviously not going to be like Biden's doing A through Z wrong. They're just gonna,
Because they're covering for him. And that should scare the crap out of you if you have any integrity, you
Let me tell you,
dumbasses.
the border crisis is a serious problem because.
Well, now
when-
what Bill Benny said that they're putting them in Canada now?
what
That's
happens when-
terrifying.
Well, I know, but what's even worse
Oy.
is that you don't know who's coming over, right? Like, and
They said Al-Qaeda, like
well, that's
some
what
of the
I
people.
yeah, what I read was that a lot of the people that are coming over are actually not even Mexican. They're people coming through Central
Yeah.
America and coming in over the border, like from Iran and from the Middle East.
You know what's so funny? When I was a kid, the first time we went to war, right, with Iraq, with Saddam Hussein, and it was
Yes,
Bush
Saddam
Senior,
Hussein,
right?
Yeah.
So I'll
With
never
Qatar.
forget. It's on the TV, and me and my brother look at each other, and my mother's like, "Doesn't Saddam Hussein look like he's Dominican?" And I go, "You know, Mom, he does look Dominican." And she goes, "He looks like one of my uncles. What is this? This is Saddam Hussein." Like, we were shocked.
Yeah.
Because so many of the Iraqis look just like the people who are from Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic.
You
So
honestly-
it could be very
it's-
easy
it's
for them
very
to come
easy.
in
No,
and
no,
pretend
it's-
like, you know, Ahmed is really Juan right now.
Ahmed.
My name is Juan. And they don't know any difference, right? But it's really Ahmed. But it's like, I'm Juan, and he's going to have a Biden shirt on,
Yeah.
right? Because it was probably the Arabs who paid for all the Biden shirts.
So they made
Where
them all
did they
over
get
there.
money?
They
Where
made
did
them all,
they-
shipped them over.
I mean, what is this freaking wackadoo land that we're living in? It really is terrifying how crazy things are.
It's getting really bad. Like
Yeah.
really bad. I paid $3 a gallon for gas last night.
Oh, well,
Great.
Presley and I, we went to, what was it, Richfield?
Yes.
Because I had to go pick up something
Well,
I
how
got
bad
at
over there?
Marketplace. It was over $3 a gallon. I had to pray to get to a place where I only paid like $2.97 a gallon.
It's
I know we found a place with like
We gotta go back to
287. We're
Stop
like,
and Shop to get those points.
Oh, I know. We're gonna be doing one.
We gotta
Today
get
I went
back-
to
we
the
gotta
fresh
get back on
market.
the
How
points.
dare I?
I
I need
know,
to
you
go
gotta
back.
tighten that up. Tighten
I
that
have to
grip
go
up.
back to Stop and
What are
Shop.
you doing? Then we gotta go back to the old days.
Oh,
we gotta go
God.
back to Big CD.
The one thing I'm so grateful for is that I locked in the oil price back in the summer.
Right, yes.
Because I said, I don't know which way this election's going. So just to be safe, let me lock it in at like $1.98, and
What
so
a
I'm
steal.
good. I
What a
know. Right now,
steal
people
for
have to
oil.
be probably paying close to $3
What a
a gallon.
steal. Wow.
I'm gonna fill up that tank nice and good. I'm gonna be like, fill it till the rim.
Oh, here we go. We got another
Uh-oh.
interaction from Bill Benny. He says he wants to know our opinion on the poor spring breakers that went out to Miami and now are getting tear gassed and pepper bombed on the beach.
Let me tell you, I was watching that, and I'm like, they didn't do this to Black Lives Matter and Antifa. I'm like, they're freaking having building autonomous zones in Seattle, and they got treated better. They got treated better than these people are partying it up, doing what we all did when we were young or dreamed of doing, right?
Right.
And they get freaking pepper sprayed, beat up, and then they're coming across the border. Even more people spreading the COVID, not being tested. But I'm supposed to be terrified of the partiers in Miami.
That is true. It's like you can't have it both ways. You can't bitch and
Right.
moan about the super spreader events in Florida with the college kids, but then fucking say it's okay for Ahmed to come across the border untested.
Right,
You can't have
exactly.
it both
Just
ways.
releasing them
You
right into
can't
the
have
country.
it both ways like that.
So I find it so hypocritical.
Again.
And I was looking at these partiers, and I'm like, wow. I saw them looting, stealing, destroying stores in Soho, and
Yeah.
they didn't use pepper spray and
Yep.
beat up everybody. But in Miami, they're freaking probably making out, drinking, humping each other, and it's like, call 911, get the pepper spray, put in a curfew. You know,
It's unbelievable.
I thought that was
It's like-
that's what I thought about it.
It's so frustrating too. Look, and another thing, you can't bitch and moan about Florida. Florida's been that way for months now.
Please, they
What?
probably already all have COVID.
I have friends that go to school in Florida, and it's a free place
They're
down
living-
there.
they're
They don't give a
living it
shit.
up. God
so
bless them.
don't complain when people go down to Florida. It's like, well, that's what everybody wants. Everybody's done. We're done with the COVID thing.
Well,
You know,
especially when you see all
It's
the
been over a
hypocrisy.
year. It's been over a year. You know, we talk about it all the time, but it's like you said 14 days, and it's been over a year. We're done. We're
14
done
days
putting
to
up
flatten the curve.
with the bullshit, and we're ready to move on. It's
I'm
not
ready to
fair.
move on.
It's not fair. Half of those college kids probably don't even get to go to school. They're probably all online,
Well,
working
now
in their
that-
dorm rooms.
So you think it was a lot of out-of-towners? I think it was
Yeah.
actually Floridians.
Maybe.
I think they already all had COVID.
Florida State probably just booked it over and was
Right.
like, "Let's go, baby."
I
Our
think it
basketball
was
team
probably a
sucks,
lot
so
of Floridians, a
we're
lot of the
shit
kids
faced.
from the southern states.
Yeah.
Because up here, everybody's in lockdown. They're not even getting a normal spring break.
Mm-hmm.
So I just find it very hypocritical how, Antifa and Black Lives Matter was doing all these crazy things, and these people are having a party, and they got treated worse than they did.
Yeah.
So
No, it's-
that's what I think.
Again, it's just another prime example of the Democrat Party being the most hypocritical group of people
And
ever. Ever.
is it Democrats or Republicans that run Miami? Google that, press.
I think
Who's
it's
in charge
I
of
think it's
Miami?
I think it's Democrat ran city.
Well, you would think
It's
with
always
those
blue
Cubans.
on when you look at the.
Yeah, they're always
like
like the one blue county down there.
Always blue.
But there's so many Cubans down there. You think it'd be
Well-
Republican? Because the Cubans are Republican.
It was. I don't know. Prez, go look at the. Producer Prez is gonna get us an answer here. I think it's a Democrat ran city.
Well, I
but-
have to agree with you though, because
Oh no,
What?
a Republican.
It's Republican. Well, I know I have
He's a
family.
fake-
How about the
He's
sheriff?
like Governor Scott in Vermont. He's a fake Republican.
A fake Republican.
He's a fraud.
Scott, is the water running? What is that noise? Oh, that's the frying.
Yeah,
Oh,
the-
he's sizzling in there.
Yeah,
That's
Chef
Gabe
Gabe.
cooking.
Yeah.
Sizzle. Chef Gabe.
Gabe
We
is making
got,
dinner tonight.
He moved from behind the camera to the kitchen.
Well, you know what's so
We got him
funny?
chefing it up.
Is
We got a
Nona
private
tells
chef.
him, she goes, oh, it must be because you're so confident from working for McDonald's that now you can cook dinner.
It probably is. It probably is. We
And
should
he's
get like
like-
a homemade Big Mac in here or
Well,
something.
he said, he goes, no, I
That's what's
kind of
going
just
on.
defrost food in December with. I don't really cook.
Don't ruin it for us.
Oh,
I
I
hate
love
that. I
McDonald's.
hate when McDonald's.
Yeah, the last time there was a Democrat governor, mayor in Miami was 1947.
1947.
How about that?
So what's up with that? How's that sheriff? Is that sheriff a Democrat?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know
up
what's
with
going
that?
on there.
So I have to say, I'm a little surprised that they had
What's
to
up
go
with
so
DeSantis? He
crazy.
doesn't put his foot down there? Just be like, whatever?
DeSantis is busy drinking in Tampa Bay,
Yeah, he's
partying
hanging
it up.
out. He's hanging out with Brady. They hang out at the same
That
state.
guy during COVID did like everything the opposite of what the CDC did. He was like, I'm not putting sick people in nursing homes.
Yeah.
I'm protecting the
They
seats.
shouldn't be in nursing homes.
I mean,
You're putting all of the people that are at risk and say,
they
it's
killed
just-
those old people up here. Even in New
Cuomo.
Jersey now, he's starting to get in trouble too.
Really?
And you
The
know
guy
they
in
did that
Jersey's
here in
getting in
Connecticut
trouble?
too. Yeah, the governor
I
of New
know.
Jersey. Oh, don't give me that because they were all in it in the beginning. It was the
They were all in it
it was
together. I
Cuomo, it was the Jersey guy, and it was the guy who's here. The what's his name? God, I have
Lamont.
such bad. Another public service announcement: don't party too hard when you're young.
What? Mom,
So
what
Lamont,
was,
no, but remember we had a lot of deaths in the beginning, and they were all in old folk homes.
Right, but remember when we were having conversations with our family friends that we had that worked
Yeah.
at the hospitals, and they were saying that the hospitals, weren't they running at like 70% capacity? Like they weren't even over.
I'm talking about the old folk homes, that they let people who had COVID go into the old folk homes.
Okay.
So I'm saying, I'm sure Lamont probably did it in the beginning too, but he's smart enough to break away
Right.
that he probably saw the mistake and said, you know what, this is a mistake, let's stop doing
I mean,
it.
we've been opening quicker than they are.
Yeah, Connecticut's always been
Well, that's
really
because
good
after
with
the
COVID.
first quarter, I'll never forget when Lamont said, I looked at our tax revenue
Right.
and it was sobering. I'll never forget that because you don't usually hear that
Yeah.
kind of. He said it was sobering, and
This
I'm
state
guessing
is really broke.
it's
It's
bad
really
shape.
broke. Like now that Subway is gone too, it's like come on, man. Like Subway is gone. Like who else is here? Do we have anybody else? You were telling me the other morning that the
Hartford.
Hartford is thinking about leaving.
Chubb Insurance Company. I worked for Chubb. My first
Yes.
job was actually for Chubb on 100 William Street.
Yep.
Chubb, I guess they're based out of Switzerland or something like that, and their headquarters, I believe, is in New Jersey now because
Right.
they still have a small office in New York, but they're planning on trying to buy the Hartford.
Really.
If they buy the Hartford, that's going to be serious.
Yeah,
I believe,
I don't-
because
I-
I think a lot of those jobs are going to be lost.
Yeah.
Because there's going to
100%.
be redundancy.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of redundancy, and I don't see Chubb letting go of Chubb people. I see them absorbing
The
whatever
way,
they
yeah,
need
the
from the
same,
Hartford.
the way
like
that
they will.
that happened to Radiant.
Yeah.
When that happened to Radiant, it's
Yeah, they're
the
gonna
same
take
thing.
their book
But
and
of
make
course,
it law.
now I assume that it's only a matter of time before Biden, redoes everything that Obamacare had that Trump got rid of. He's gonna
The only thing Trump got rid of was the mandate that you don't have to have the insurance.
Right. Well, I'm sure he's gonna put that mandate back in. No.
Well, he's gonna
Yeah.
expand.
Like no way that he doesn't do that. What was he gonna do? Price?
I heard that he was like gonna expand on the Affordable Care Act.
He was going to make it
Listen, they're
bigger.
going to tax us all more, but to be honest with you, we pay for our own insurance,
Right.
and we pay so much that if they wanted to charge us extra taxes, I don't think it would be much of a difference because they're killing us. They're killing us as private sector individuals where I just finished doing our personal taxes, and between our health insurance premiums
Right.
and we have to get to a deductible, we paid
Yeah.
almost $25,000 out of pocket
Wow.
just for medical care last year.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
That's a ton.
Yeah.
That's a ton of money.
And I hardly ever go to the doctor. Like, it has to be an emergency because I pay so much for insurance, but I know once I use it, I'm going to go up.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's not right.
Well, the
It's not right what they do in
Affordable
the
Care
middle
Act
class
made it
private
so
sector
it's
people.
so impossible for the private sector to even offer health insurance benefits. Like a lot of companies
It's-
had to stop
well,
offering.
and if they do offer it, the employees have to fit, you know, they have
Yeah.
to pay half the bill, and they're not happy about it. Like, it's just, but these are the consequences of
Yeah.
policies. So when you're gonna start saying that Biden has nothing to do with the oil prices, shut your mouth.
Yep.
Shut your mouth, because you don't understand how much
Ma,
policies have to
maybe
do.
you got away with the wood burning stove again.
Oh, I know. I have
know.
that shit.
You
see?
should be actually happy that Biden won because now you can say, yeah, I bought that shit back in 2009. Let's go. Again, I win.
No,
This is
it
unbelievable.
was a little later than 2009.
No way.
Olivia was alive.
Was Olivia alive?
Yes.
But
Yes.
then that was like the whole
2011.
thing with like the Middle East. So then the oil prices started to drop again.
Yeah.
So mom was like, oh, okay.
I don't need to install it anymore. I
Oh,
bought
then
it
you
to
gotta run it
install
back.
it, and then yeah.
Well, it's climbing quickly, so.
Well, OPEC is flexing their muscle. Speaking
Right.
of flexing their muscle, what do you think of Kim Jong Un?
What, with his speech about how terrible the United States is? I know. Well, China did it too. And Putin.
China?
And
Yeah, all of them.
all of the
There was like
world
a
leaders
meme.
have absolutely no respect for Joe at
None
all. Like
at
they
all.
think that he is the biggest loser
Yeah.
that has ever stepped foot on this earth. And that speech that Kim gave was like unreal.
He was like, "You're a bitch." I didn't like Trump, but at least I respected
Yeah,
him. But now I don't
he
even
was like
respect
Joe
your
Biden.
country because you all a bunch of bitches for voting for Joe
Yeah,
Biden.
he
So-
was like Joe
so all
Biden
of you.
is an insult to the world stage, is what he
He
said.
is.
It's an insult to
He's
the world
like-
stage. Like that's gotta like make you shit yourself a little bit, right? I mean, like if a big enemy is like you're a fuck, you know.
Do you
you're
think
a
he
weak
called
man.
Dennis Rodman? And he was like, "Dennis, what happened here that they voted in Joe Biden?"
Oh God, I
and
know.
Dennis Rodman was probably like, "I think it's everybody doing the drugs.
Well, you know what's funny is
Drugs and hate, baby.
a
Drugs
lot
and hate."
of those rappers actually voted for.
A ton of
Trump.
rappers were endorsing
Like,
Trump.
Yeah, no,
we gotta
50
vote for this
Cent.
guy.
Because he was like,
A lot of
Biden's full of
rappers. They
shit.
were like, "I have 50 cent. I don't want to go down to 25 cent."
I know, I love that line. That was so funny.
yeah, I don't want to
He's
become
like, I don't want
20
to become
cent.
25 cent.
I
That
think
was
you're
an
right.
unbelievable line. A lot of rappers will because they get
Because
it.
they're
I mean, you gotta-
entrepreneurs.
yeah, exactly. You got like those guys probably came from the projects and we're like, we're not going back. Like, you know, we want to keep our money. We don't want to give the
Listen,
government
I
all
like
our
going
money.
out to dinner.
Yeah.
I enjoy being able to have money to go out to dinner. Will I be able to go out to dinner? I
Probably
don't. I
Probably not.
probably not.
Probably not. Man, you could hear the sizzling. Of
I
those
know, it's
fajitas
smelling
in the
so
mic.
good.
So all of our viewers, or our listeners, I should say, when they're listening to the podcast, they're just gonna hear,
That's Gabe's cooking.
that's our chicken. That's chicken fajitas.
How about when Putin challenged Joe Biden to a
To a
live
live
TV
debate. And Biden was like, no.
They left him off. They were like, ha 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 ha.
He
No.
really is. He's
It's like, you're such a dumbass. And then you said the wind knocked his ass over
I
going
know.
up the stairs. That's embarrassing.
it really
The
is.
wind.
It really is. It's honestly, I'm very curious to see. I hate to say it, but I'm really curious to see what's going to happen, you know, conflict-wise, because I think a lot of people are going to try to take advantage of the United States, and I think that the Middle East is
Yeah.
going to become very hostile again. Like,
Well,
extremely hostile.
OPEC is starting to take advantage because they're like, oh, you didn't even hear from them during the Trump presidency.
Right.
They're like, we're back, baby. And they're flexing their muscle. China's flexing their muscle, lecturing us on being, you know, human rights
Yeah,
violators.
that's
when
bullshit.
I think
Wait,
they're
you
the
guys
worst.
you guys are going to be the leading example of world? Are you kidding me?
I
You guys
know,
are
because don't they have a bunch
disgusting.
of Muslims in camp?
Yeah, they have like
Yeah.
Muslim and
Like that's the
It's horrible what they're
grossest
doing.
that's the grossest country I've ever seen.
They're so disgusting.
It's
No religious freedom.
Yeah.
They blew up a church. Like, you can't even worship God in China. Like you have no religious
China's a
freedom at
hole.
all.
It really is. It's such a hole over there.
And then we're apologizing to them about
Yeah.
our indignities.
We're
our
not the
human
one
rights
that have,
violations.
we're the ones that have human rights violations
You
in
know,
our country.
could you
We're the
imagine
problem.
Ronald Reagan? Ronald Reagan would have just freaking walked right out and been
Yeah,
like,
that's
you know.
Mike Pompeo was like that was humiliating that they like agreed and apologized.
Oh,
Oh my God! Can you believe that?
I can't. It just makes me sick to my stomach.
But that and you
But
just
this is what hate gets you.
yeah,
This
you
is
just
what
but
hate.
you can't have that. Like as the leader of the country, you can't allow these other countries to make you look so weak and look like a bunch of pussies. Especially as the United States, we're supposed to be the heads.
When your
We're supposed to be
president
the head of the
is falling
table.
up the stairs and blames the wind,
Like
you'll look
it's
like
bad.
a puss.
It's bad.
All right?
And we're really hold on your seats, fellas, because we are in a tough spot. We are in a tough spot as a country. Because,
Well,
and I don't foresee it getting any better. I don't.
God willing, people will wake up. There'll be no more mail-in voting.
You know.
Stacey Abrams won't be able to.
Stacey Abrams. I know.
She won't be able to
I really hope
harvest ballots.
we do have to take a look and fix our election process before the next big election. Like it really needs to become a concern, and we really need to make sure that we fix that problem, because if we don't, this is just gonna be an endless cycle, a continuous problem, and it's only gonna spread. Like you can only run and hide from the shit so far. You can only run so far. So we really have to figure it out. And I'm worried about what's gonna happen.
I have concerns as well.
Well,
You know?
we just gotta take it day by day. Like you say, it's I know at least for us, it's God's plan. We gotta follow His plan. We gotta ride it out.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I do encourage everybody to really look into what the news is saying, because like
The
we
news
were
is
saying,
liars.
I know, but I'm saying like don't listen to everything that comes in your face, because a lot of times it's crap. 9 times out of 10 it's bullshit.
With the internet, there's enough information out there that you could really see the truth.
Yeah.
And they'll try to tell you that it's a conspiracy theory and all this
Or
other
that it's
shit.
false information.
Yeah,
I know. Well, yeah,
I mean-
Facebook will flag you. You
Yeah.
get flagged by Facebook.
Oh, I see my friends get flagged all the time. I just laugh
All the
about
time.
it. When they were like, Joe Biden did
We
not
got
have
flagged.
anything to do with
We
rising
got
gas
flagged 40,
problems. I
45
laughed.
seconds into posting our show on Facebook. We got flagged.
Really?
Remember that?
Oh.
A couple weeks ago,
Oh,
we were talking about COVID.
yeah.
And they flagged us 45 seconds in.
Well, listen, the kids needed to be 6 feet apart. Now they could be 3 feet
3
apart.
feet,
The
yeah.
CDC says it's safe to be 3 feet apart.
But double mask. Double masked.
They're so full of crap.
I know. It's so crap. It's
You
so
know,
bad.
I don't know what's gonna happen in this country.
But
I
coach, you got a big week this week. Wednesday.
Yes.
You got a big. You want to tell the viewers? Tell the
Yes,
viewers.
I'm actually being initiated to become an elk, and
Yes,
I'm very excited
joining
about
the
being an
Elks.
elk.
Joining the Elks Wednesday night.
I'm
That's
so
gonna be
excited. I
That's gonna be
really, I have a lot of friends who belong to the elk.
That's right. The
So-
Proud Girls. Shout out. Shout out the Proud Girls. You know who you are. Listen in. Shout out the Proud Girls. What?
We're gonna have
what a
so much
group.
fun.
I know. What a group.
You know, because all I have to do, I could
Jesus.
literally walk to the elks if I want to. I literally could go through Woodside, right through the condos, and I'd be at the elks lickety split.
Yeah, you beat the Elks in about 10 minutes.
It's like not even, I don't even have to worry about
Yeah.
drinking and driving. I'm gonna be having the best time at the elks.
I know, and it's the summertime too, so you can walk and be comfortable and not.
Well, they say that they don't get a lot of people in the summer. It's more like,
Well,
you know,
that's
fall,
because everybody
winter.
goes to like the outdoor bars. you know?
Lenny's.
Yeah, Lenny's and yeah, hopefully this year I think the Freaky Tiki will reopen, so a lot of people
Oh,
go
I
there.
love the Freaky
That's always a
Tiki.
blast.
That's
That's
such
a
a
blast.
fun
That's a
place.
great place.
With the
The Freaky
singing
Tiki's
and
a lot of fun. And then guacamoles and
Guacamoles
steaks, it's
isn't
pretty
that
good. You don't like guacamoles lately though. You haven't been happy.
Yeah, I don't. You know, even though I think the last time you went, the food was good. Was the food good the last time?
Yeah,
you went?
because they have like
That's
an.
okay.
It's like they have an A team and a B team,
Yeah.
and
I agree. I
the
think
B
you gotta go
team's
like a
like
certain
a
day.
C team. So it's like
Oh, C team.
it's
Well,
like
Press a big
it's
food
either hit or miss at guacamoles.
Yeah.
But then when they miss, it's like not even close.
Yeah,
And
when
it's
they miss, it
expensive.
sucks.
Like you leave there and you're like, I can't believe I spent all that money and the
Right.
food wasn't even good.
No, I know. It's tough. I mean, Since Margaritas is gone, the Mexican foods are
That
just
was my
crap.
favorite Mexican place.
I know. Margaritas over by the movie theater, old times.
Oh,
Just
it's the
bomb.
best.
So good. Everything was good there. The Baby Chimmy's OG, really good. Such a shame that place is gone. You ruined that place.
No, I didn't. They all say it's because I went on Arbonne
It's all your
that it
fault.
put margaritas out of business.
It's all your
They
fault.
didn't get their $230 check every Sunday.
It's unbelievable.
That was my favorite place. Those Sunday happy hours where they'd have the deal on the half price appetizers.
I know, we go from mass
Oh
to
my
like
gosh.
a brunch.
From
Oh my
church
God, I
to
know.
sinners and
I know.
margaritas.
We used to go out to church on Sundays and Coach would be waffled leaving that place. It was
Oh,
so
I had
bad.
the best time.
Oh my
And
God.
you know what was so great about margaritas too was the staff.
What was that one time? I don't know if I was there, but I remember hearing about it that you guys went and there was a bachelorette party going on.
Oh my
And there
God. No.
was like dicks.
It was when we
everywhere.
were leaving, and there was
were
like
just
people walking
penises
in with
all over the
balloons.
restaurant.
Yeah.
And there's like players who have to be so young at the time walking around. It's like flopple penises just flopping around everywhere. It was so bad. I was like, what the hell?
We had so many celebrations at margaritas too.
Oh,
like
I
it would
know.
be a
We would
special
go all the
occasion.
time.
We'd go. You know what other place I missed was SBC.
Oh my.
SBC, yeah.
We loved
Oh.
SBC too. That was nice.
SBC.
I miss SBC because we used to have a lot of fun there.
We
used to-
would. That would be
Yeah,
like
we
our
did.
American food place, and it would
Yeah.
be so
My first Holy
good.
Communion, we did
Yeah.
the food there, and that was really good.
Yeah, we
I
had
drew
a
the
couple of
picture on the
special
back of
occasions there too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I drew the picture on the back. It's still framed.
I like that place.
I liked SBCs too. I heard locals kind of crap.
Local,
Oh,
no, like
it's
you have
so nice.
Baradas and now
We tried it.
local.
Baradas
It's-
Well, Baradas was
okay.
pretty
I
good.
like- I like
we went to
Baradas,
Baradas
yeah.
a couple
It
times.
never-
I got the fettuccine alfredo. That was pretty good.
It never compares to SBC though. I love the SBC, like the kids
Yeah,
meal
for
that you
sure.
would get.
Well, that's why we would go because they had the affordable kids meal. So you kids would
Yeah.
get like the main course, the dessert, the drink. They would give you a toy,
Yep.
and then your father and I, you know, like it was affordable for you guys to eat. And then your father and I would drink.
Remember
and eat.
when we were little too? During the old Obama days, we would go to Friendlies on Wednesday.
Yeah, the kids
The
eat
kids
free.
eat free. And I remember
That
every
place
Wednesday
is
we would go.
pumping
We would go
Wednesday.
to.
Oh, it would be
Pleasant's.
jam packed. You saw
It'd be
everybody.
slammed.
Yeah,
It'd
everybody
be
was there
slammed.
Wednesday.
But we'd go every Wednesday. That was awesome. Was the kids
And then
eat free.
Obama became president and went out of business.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks to Michelle. That's why
There's
I'll
only
never
one
support
left
her.
in North Haven. That's the
Yeah.
last one, I think. And at least anywhere near us, I'm pretty sure that's the last
Do you
one.
know what place just reopened for from the winter is Dairy Queen?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's
and
back?
Olivia was dying for Dairy Queen. I stood on that line for over a half hour.
You went?
That's how crowded it was yesterday.
Really? So you went to Dairy Queen?
Yeah,
huh?
because she won. And then we saw your brother working in the window.
Oh,
And we
really?
were waving. I said, Olivia, take a picture of him. He was at McDonald's.
That's funny.
But it was a half-hour wait for us to get a stupid blizzard that she doesn't even finish. Because she's
The
like
blizzards
her.
are really good, though.
Oh, they're so.
Yeah, I
good.
like them.
Listen, that ice cream is not worth standing in, you know, it's still chilly.
You gotta
like,
wait.
the sun
You
is
gotta
out,
wait. Like,
and everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's so warm out. And you look, ooh, it's
the best.
so
The best. I
warm.
always find that the best time to go is. It's like late May when it's
Yeah.
not overbearingly hot, where like you're standing and the
Yeah.
sun's beating on you. And then another great time to go is like September before
Yeah.
they close for the winter, because then again it's not overbearingly hot. You know, the sun comes down at a decent time.
Yeah, it's true. In the fall,
That's-
it always
that's
gets
always
busy.
nice.
Now I'm getting so
Nice to go.
nostalgic for the falls in
I know.
Brantford. The falls
The
are
falls in
fantastic.
Brantford are always nice. You know, it's very pretty.
This was a
in town.
depressing fall though, like with no
Well,
school.
everything's depressing right now.
Yeah.
That's why I can't get mad at those college kids. It's like, come on, man, we've been
Let
doing
them
this
enjoy
for a
their
year. Like, we're done. Let's move on. It's time to move on. I always say that all the time, but it's time to move on from COVID. We're done. It's time to get going on the next chapter.
On the next chapter. I'm
The
afraid
next
of the next chapter. You know, was it the next chapter a zombie apocalypse
What
or
if
something like
2020
that?
was only a trailer to 2021? Right? Was that Liv said that?
Yeah, Liv loves that saying.
What if
What if
2020
it's
was
a
only a
trailer?
I know. Oh,
So that's
that
a
would
little
be so
scary.
terrible.
I mean, you know, if all of a sudden there's zombies
It's-
coming.
I know. How about that? That would be crazy.
Oh god.
Then we'd have to go to Vermont.
Are
Then-
you kidding me?
Then I'm self quarantine.
Oh, boy.
If it was a zombie apocalypse, then
Yeah,
I
but
think
if you
I
go to
would.
Vermont, there's like nobody over there. Like there's no people.
Well, for now, until they ship all the
That's what
illegals
I
up
was
to
just
Vermont.
saying. It's like they're shipping
You're
all
right.
the illegals to Vermont.
You're right. All the illegals.
They'll
are
let
in
zombies
Vermont.
over the border. In
then we'd be-
Vermont, they'll let
we'd
them
be
right in. They'll
screwed.
come in. The zombie will be part of the illegal train from Guatemala or
I
something.
know.
And
Oh,
they'll be
like-
like, "Hey, welcome."
They'd be-
Welcome,
just see 'em
zombie.
walking across.
With a Biden shirt.
Biden Harris.
Biden let me in.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
bad.
give me a break. Like, there's no place safe once the zombie apocalypse comes. That's when I'll be sheltering in place for real.
That's right. Yeah.
Every second of the day, I'll
Then
be
it'll
sheltering
be
in
like-
place.
All right, Coach. Well, we had a pretty good show this week. I
We
would
did,
say.
and
We had
then
a
next
lot
week
of
we'll
good
be back
talks.
with our countdown to Cuomo.
Yes.
Will he still be in
Yes.
office?
I know. What are we at right now? I think we started talking about it 2 weeks ago. So I guess this is week 3. We'll
Yeah.
say this is week 3. So next week we'll be back for week 4. Will Cuomo still be here? Probably.
I
Probably not.
thought
What do you
last week. I thought
I
this
thought
was
you
close,
said
but
he was done.
I thought he was done, and he went and got sunburns and everything.
They called another woman, Darlin. The reporter. He was like, "Don't worry, Darlin. I'm not going anywhere." Right there on TV, like this guy just can do whatever he wants.
He doesn't give a crap.
He does not give a shit.
He does not give a crap.
Oh, all right,
Almost
everybody.
finished.
What do you think? Ready to go?
Yep.
All right, let's go eat some fajitas. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in on YouTube. It'll be up on our YouTube channel to run it back, rewatch it. I'll be posting it tonight on our Apple. We're picked up by Apple now, so it's on all of your Apple phones. Everybody that has an Apple phone, you can find our show right on podcast. Just look up Make the Right Play. We will be the first show that comes up. We'll be on Spotify and Apple tonight. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening in.
Bye.
Bye.